new about you. We just want to. I know you guys want to see me suffer. Okay, I know. Patch notes, November 15, 2023. 1.2 gigs of class changes. I want to say class changes because that's the correct word to use. Today's update completed the first round of adjustment for each class, although each class have various skills. There is not much difference between players in the main skill used for PvE. However, there is a significant difference in damage between support skills that gives buffs and debuffs. As a result, some classes naturally deal more damage, while also obtaining necessary buffs, while others have to sacrifice damage in order to obtain buff. That is correct. To reduce this gap, we made adjustment to increase damage for non-main skills. In the first round of adjustment, we focused on modifying damage and HP recovery. However, it takes time to change all classes, so our primary goal was first alleviate the inconvenience in hunting ground. That sounds good. We're considering the impact on PvP, defense, judgment, skill specialization, and other factors that adventurers are concerned about. We hope that you understand that this is primarily preliminary preparation for better combat environment. We will continue to monitor combat efficiency after the update, and more adjustment may be made depending on the situation. We also preparing for a second round of adjustment, taking into account concerns mentioned earlier, as well as character control convenience, stability, attack range, character attack power, and accuracy evade reduction. As the second round of adjustment will be impact on PvP after the PvE balance is finalized, we proceed with PvP balance. Of course, there will be more damage adjustment during this process. Due to ongoing balance adjustment, adventure may be experiencing some confusion for the time being. However, we will prepare faster and do our best to provide more enjoyable Black Desert experience for all. So what do I think about this? I think all of this is good. That's what I think, and I think that they are focusing on very good things because they know that they know how the game works. They know that broken classes are broken because of stuff like this. It doesn't change the fact that I think that they should have nerfed Woosa and Guardian and Witch and buffed, like 10 weak specs. And that would have balanced the game. And you make the grind spot easier if you want it to be easier. And you make it harder if you want it to make it be harder, right? Easy solution, but money. Also gonna be interesting when they're done with all of this PvE stuff, focusing on PvP. Are they gonna take the same route? Are they gonna make every class as broken as Succession Dracania? That is a big question mark. Be interesting to see what happens. So obviously, I don't know about all of these classes. I know about Woosa. I know about Lan. Yeah, that's pretty much that. And obviously, all of these classes right here are getting buffed in PvE. So they are going to try to take away PvP damage right there. So for Warrior, also get some HP recovery on some of the attacks. Heavy Strike. Yeah, I guess some decent skill damage. I mean, this is like 1000% more, but I don't, like I said, I don't know what that skill is. Change the skill as followed. Yeah. This is interesting. All DP increase, instead it goes into critical hit damage percent. So that's an interesting change right there. This is also pretty interesting, like DP buff 20 for 10 seconds and because that goes into PvP. You know, this one goes into PvP too. I'm pretty sure. Cooldowns goes into PvP as well. AP buff 20 to 30. That goes into PvP as well. So interesting. 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 So even though they mentioned this, you know, that they're gonna focus on PvE only, even if they try to modify it right there, they have skills that, you know, buff on skills or debuff on skills. Like even the cooldown reductions, it transcends into PvP. So yeah, this is the awakening, right? Yeah, so awakening. Get some pretty heavy buffs right there, like 1,000, 1,100, 400, 600. Wait, 600? 600, 700%, 800. Wait, 800% right there. Interesting. Interesting. Ranger. Yeah, some cooldown reductions. Skill damage increase. HP on hit. On the awakening. Cooldown reduction. This looks pretty big. 600, 700, 1,000%. Wait, 1,000? No, not 1,000. Yeah, 1,100. Interesting. Sork. All the AP increase buff consuming. Okay, so you get more AP buff. Also transcending into PvP, I'm presuming. More HP on hit. It's like 300 to 500% right there. Skill damage increase, HP on hit. This is the awakening though. Awakening fixed the issue with critical hit rate buff would even apply during the cooldown. That's good. Staying. Berserker. Berserker, HP on hit, change the LMB, more cancel the skill. Okay, convenience, reduction, cooldown reductions, reduction on cooldowns. These are pretty big changes when it comes to PvP actually. So even though this is like PvE related, I mean, yeah. Okay, so they didn't change the succession circle that much, like a little bit. When it came to the skill damage, probably more is gonna happen on the awakening right here, right? No, not really. There's like pretty low skill damage increases, both the awakening and succession circle. That's interesting. Tamer. Add a 50% buff for PvE only. Cooldown 10 minutes to 60. Say, follow function. Okay. HP on hit. Some decent skill damage adjustments right there. Awakening AP buff. Magic AP buff. 700% right there. 600%. Yeah, so both the Awakening and Succession Tamer get some decent skill damage increases, and the Lawn PvE buff seems good. Hey, yeah, man. How you doing, buddy? Yeah, we're gonna go through all of the stuff. Like I don't know exactly like what this is gonna do on the specific classes, but you know, seeing that some classes get, I just want to go through this to get like a about when we come to LAN later, like how big of a change that really is. Like we see what that means later. Woosa gets some pretty low buffs actually, like compared to the other classes. That was the Succession. Awakening gets some AP on 10-second buff, DP for 20 seconds, some HP on hit right there. The Awakening buff is a little bit higher than the Succession buff on the Woosa. Meva, HP on hit. Succession Meva, skill damage right there. It's a little bit, yeah. Awakening, more HP on hit. It looks like more Awakening buffs, just from looking at this. A lot, actually. It looks like a lot of buffs right here. 600%, 200% on that one, 300. This one is like 600. 600, 700. 700. God damn. Valkyrie. AP 16. Okay. Cooldown reduction. Yeah, I mean, some of these are going to be used for PvP, of course, and it is what it is. 600%, 300%, 700%. They're making classes stronger in PvP, of course. Changing the cooldowns, and they don't think about that. But like, why do they do that for PvE on so many classes? I can see on a few classes maybe, but on so many classes they're changing cooldown reductions. Looks like some decent buffs right there for Awakening. Succession. Yeah, Succession and Awakening get some decent buffs, it looks like. Adjusted the attack range of the skill applied. Okay, for both Kuno and Ninja. Kuno added 20 AP for 10 seconds. HP on hit. HP on hit on 3 skills. 4 skills. God damn. 1800%, 500%, 100%. Wait, did they nerf this one? No, they added they added an additional hit here. It's the first time I see that actually. They could have done this with other classes, but this is actually the first time I see this when they add like one more hit right there. They take away one hit right there, but dang. Awakening Kuno. More HP on hit, of course. 800%, 300%, 400%, 5 and 400%. Ninja, more AP up to 20, up to 20. HP on hit, cooldown reduction. That's a pretty big cooldown reduction right there. From 12 to 7 seconds. They're changing a lot of these. Some bugs, I think, will improve the issue where the characters suddenly slow down. Yeah. PvP change. You know, that's what I see when I see stuff like this, like AP on buff, like AP on skill, like so I see that as a PvP kind of a thing. It is obviously gonna be for PvE too, but 500% Succession Ninja. What are they doing? Adjusting skill damage PvP here? Oh no, right there, extra attack. God damn. Taking away 2 hits. Interesting. Pretty big buffs actually to Succession Ninja. It's like 1000% on and like 800, 700% on many of these. They are fiddling around with the hits though on some of the skills. Some of them taken away, like, you know, right here, for example, they're taking away 1 skill in the chain. I guess it's this one, like the PvP only, maybe. Taking away this one. So that's a lot of skills. God damn, they okay. Awakening Ninja, more HP on hit. Good luck making Awakening Ninja good in PvE. They can try, but yeah, not with these numbers. I can't really see like whenever Succession is better than Awakening, and they give like Awakening less. I mean, guess what? Succession is always going to be better. And you can just see it right now, right here. You can just see it like it's not gonna be that good. Oh, 600%. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah. In comparison, it's still gonna be worse. It's gonna be a lot worse. New haircut? Yes. You're gonna make Tamer. Oh, really? GM buff? Yeah. So we're reading. We're gonna skip the buff. But thank you, Kamina. Last time they didn't buff me anyway. I waited for them for half an hour. They didn't buff me, so I ran away. So I'm yeah, no. Wizard and Witch cooldown reduction. Smoother into other skills. Wait, which one is this? Is it both? Okay. Both of the successions then, I guess. 300%ers. What is that? More free? 200%, 300%, 50%. Doesn't look like anything. Pretty small buff, I guess. Yeah, so that's the succession awakening witch and wizard. Succession, I mean. Wait, didn't I say succession? Wizard succession. Wait, is this everything? No. I guess that is particularly you know, in the succession wizard that doesn't the witch doesn't have, right? That's why they do it like that. Awakening wizard. 500%ers, 300%ers. Okay. Witch succession. So they're not gonna change anything on the awakening witch because it's like tremendously broken. Okay. Dark Knight. Change the attack range of the second hit to match the animation. All attack have the same range. Forward attack range have been decreased. Okay. Change the skill as followed. MP recovery, HP recovery. So yeah, use more sustain, I guess. That's good. Played a little bit of DK, but not too much. HP on hit is pretty nice to have on this class because it's so squishy. It is so squishy. No, I'm logged into the game. I'm just reading the patch notes here. It's gonna take a while. They're gonna nerf witch. Are they? Wait, didn't I say that they were not gonna touch them? But they also probably didn't know how broken Awakening Witch was before they said that. Okay, 200%. So that's the DK succession right there. 200%, 300%, 500%er. Some decent buffs to succession DK. More HP on hit on the Awakening. Cooldown reductions on the Awakening. That's a lot of cooldown reductions. Isn't that like on almost all of the Awakening skills? It's kind of crazy. Change the following skills: 600%er, 300, 200, 500, 1,000. God damn. Oh yeah, another 1,000. Damn. Seems like the Awakening gets a little bit more buffs than the Succession DK. Didn't a lot of people say that Awakening DK had more damage potential than Succession DK? It looks like it's getting a little bit more buffed than the Succession, at least. Striker. BDO's favorite class. I was gonna say Jay's favorite class. I messed it up. Removed HP recovery. Wait, what? They removed HP recovery on hit and added. Oh, they added 20 HP. Okay. 400%. Okay, 300%. Yeah, so pretty minor. Or decent in some cases compared to the other classes. You can't really, you have to keep in mind that some of these classes are already they are already a lot stronger than some of the other classes. So if they are already stronger, they deserve less of a buff than some of the weaker classes, of course. So that is one thing that is pretty important to take into account when we read these numbers here. So this might not look like that much if you compare it to like Succession Ninja or something, but even Succession Ninja is pretty good. it gets a lot more, which is pretty weird. But then if you take a look at Succession LAN or something, it's the same thing. It's kind of weird. Awakening DK, for example, getting this, and then like you take a look at Succession DK getting this, that's also pretty weird. But yeah, I guess maybe we'll see. I see those videos coming up pretty soon. Cooldown reductions, HP on hit. This is for the awakening striker. It looks like some minor to decent buffs right there too. Mystic, HP on hit, Succession. Yeah. That's pretty bad. It looks like at least 600% right there. I don't even know if that's good. Awakening. Awakening. It looks pretty bad for Mystic. You're just looking at the buffs. And I don't think Mystic is like a top tier grinder. I could be wrong, but I haven't heard anything. It looks pretty weak. But I could be wrong. I don't know. Looks pretty weak. Yeah, I mean just take a look at this. Is Mystic a strong class grinding in BDO? Like a strong grinder class? I haven't heard anything. And then you take a look at skill damage. Sure, they added a few things here, but what did they do? Like deleted the description of maximum hit and changed the Sea Dragon to be applied uniformly within the attack range. HP on hit, in the direction of the camera, blah blah blah. It just doesn't look that good. So you think about that, like if a class is not S tier or close to S plus, if you get these kind of adjustments, is very low. If it is like S tier, like it's up there, right? It's like close to S plus. I would suspect these kind of buffs, because you don't forget that PA were the ones they wanted to buff everything up to Woosa level. So yeah. Silver Glove, how you doing, buddy? Succession LAN buffs my poor awakening mystic. So this is the time. We know about this shit. We know about LAN. We're gonna go through it. Time for me to reroll off awakening mystic. I mean, you can try it out first, and also keep in note that this is not the only time that they're gonna hit PVE buffs to classes. They're gonna hit us more with PVE buffs, but this is just like the first hit, and then you have to prage. You have to prage even more. Okay, Succession LAN, HP on hit, which is good. In my opinion, they need to make the LAN a little bit more tanky, like a little bit more tanky, because it's 2024 soon, and HP on hit only do so much unless you get one-shotted. So you know, a little bit more of a descriptive answer right there. They need to buff the they need to buff the tankiness of the class to not get one-shotted in PvE. And this is gonna help out a little bit, but we see what that translates into. Cooldown reduction on bleeding hearts, not really necessary, but okay. Increased activation speed, that could be good, because it used to be like slow. It felt uncomfortable throwing it out. Change the following skills: 500%, 500%, 400%, 700%, 700%, 500, 500. So the reason why I wanted to read a lot of these other, like, differences right here in what they got, right? It has nothing to do with like how good the class are, but it's just to like plain and simply see how much they are buffing a certain class. Now, I've read more. I read way more buffs to some of the other classes than what I just read for the succession line right here. That's just one thing to take in as a note. Because I know that document was like flying around a bunch, and that document, like looking at it, yeah, sure, like 45% skill damage or whatever increase as a buff. Like, yeah, that sounds like a lot, but So this looks, this is good. I never really complained about the skill damage. It is one of the issues. But I think that they have to add more. I think that they have to add more stuff to it, like full regard throughout the kick animation. They would have to add a little bit more tankiness to the class. They would have to add like accuracy on a specific skill here. I mean, you can pick and choose one, right? But they have to add a little bit more to be Woosa level, I think. I'm pretty sure. Hard re-rolling succession line was already A and B tier grinder. Yeah, let me tell you the TheChilliers tier list system. You have S plus classes, okay, and you have S tier classes. If you don't play S tier or S plus, you play trash. And I'm just gonna tell everyone this. This is how you make a tier list in 2023 and going into 2024. If you don't play these 5 classes right there, 5 to 6 classes, and you don't play these like 10 classes or 12, you play the other, what is it, like 35 30 trash classes. Yeah, you don't need to know if it's like A plus or A tier or B tier. You don't need to know about that, because guess what? It doesn't matter if you play that or that or that. You're gonna die. You can't do endgame PvE. So you play trash if you don't play S plus or S tier class. Why are they doing all the classes today or in stages? This is the first wave of PvE buffs. So it's the first one. They're gonna hit us with more waves, but as explained before, this is more focused on HP on hit, cooldown reduction, and skill damage. And then they might change a few other things, depending on the class and everything. Awakening gets more HP on hit. It doesn't need more HP on hit. So no really, not a reason to add more right there. I don't know why they do that. And this is obviously one of the more fun things to read, because they don't know that Awakening LAN sucks, and that Succession LAN is way better, but it's getting less buffs. It's just what they did with the Awakening Ninja. They gave the Awakening Ninja way less buffs than the Succession Ninja. Did they do the same thing with the Awakening LAN here? Didn't they say that all of the specs were gonna be Woosa level? I'm pretty sure that they said that. This ain't cutting it. This is trash. Trash. Very disappointed. I'm not ghosting you, Deepa. I see what you're writing. Archer. Cooldown reduction. It's a bunch of skill damage right there. Shy. And not too much. It doesn't look like too much. Guardian Awakening. It's a little bit like decent numbers. It looks like compared to the other classes what they got. Assassin Succession changed the HP recovery. 400%, 200%, 300%. Okay. Awakening gets more HP. $700% right there. That looks good. Could be a trash skill though, but who knows? Same with the Succession Nova. Awakening got all the buffs and Succession got 0. Yeah, I mean, it's just weird because they know about what classes are bad and what classes needs the most buff, but they do it the other way around because one class is more popular than the other class. So even though they go out there and say that they are going to buff all of the classes up to Woosa level so everyone can enjoy their favorite spec or whatever, that is not what is happening here. Far away from it. Nova Succession changed the description. Wait, what was that? Everything? Wait, on the Succession didn't get any skill damage? Maybe it's coming later. Some DP down, more DP down. Interesting. Cooldown reduction, accuracy hit rate increase. Like these stuff, it goes into PvP, right? That's the thing. Star Breath recovery. Change the following skill damage. So this is the Awakening then. Yeah, Awakening. That looks like a lot. It looks like a lot. Yeah. You're going to have to go back and buff Awakening Lan and Ninja, you'd think. Yeah, hopefully not hopeful. Wait, hopeful, not hopeful? Yeah, no, like you think that, but there is just gonna be a few classes. Every time they do this, it's not the first time that they do this, but every time that they do this, they usually focus on the popular classes. And then they have a few classes that they don't give a shit about. And obviously they're not gonna go back and buff those classes, and they are obviously not gonna be up to date. And in my opinion, like doing things this way, and you do it with all of the classes instead of like nerfing a few and buffing a few, it just makes it more imbalanced, and it's more work, way more work to do this, and it's not really good for the players. In a perfect world where they would have balanced all of the classes up to a specific point, that would have been good for the players, but they can't do that. It's impossible to do it this way. But they do this for the money though. This is great when it comes to money. Amazing when it comes to money. Ah, okay, Woosa. Let's see. Oh, this one. Oh, wait, added a Thunder Call Abyssal Laserway skill. Learn the skill fan down. Fan down. A new skill. Backward R&B. 2 hits. Max 6 hits. It's a stun. Yeah. I mean, I guess people can use this for PvP to catch someone maybe. Say it's not affecting PvP, but they forget cooldowns, AP. Yeah, exactly. They don't know how to develop their own game. They say that it's all about PvE and it won't affect PvP, and they keep on changing like cooldowns, and they don't know like how big of a deal it is on some of these classes to have a faster cooldown. Like if you can throw out a sustain skill, or if you can throw out some like DPS protected skill, like they don't get that. It can literally mean like it can be the case of like making a strong class into a broken class. If you can do that more of the time, you know, like let's say that your cooldown reduction is you take away like 5 seconds or something. 5 seconds is a long time when you do PvP. It's a long time. What is this? Yeah, they're adding accuracy to some of the classes. They're taking away cooldown on a lot of skills. They're giving HP on hit, which is like most of the times is PvE related, but it can do some very minor things for a few classes in PvP. Depends on what class. Also depends on how much HP on hit you get, but yeah, the DP up buffs and the AP up buffs, they are also like transferable skills that goes from PvE to PvP. Yeah, and that's pretty huge, of course. I saw a few like going from 20 to like 30, and then even DP down skill. I saw that being a thing, like DP down 20 to 30 or whatever. Here's another one, like all DP. They just adding that to a 20 DP. Like this like that changes a lot in PvP actually. Awakening Megu. An AP buff on Shift Q. Awakening Woosa, big up. What class got the best buff? The class that got the best buff is it could be Succession Ninja. It could have been like Awakening. It's hard to remember all of these. I was just roughly going through it, but I think Succession Ninja is one of them that got one of the best buffs. But it's hard to like remember all of these. Succession Lan got pretty big buffs too. But if you take a look at the other classes as well, it's not, you know, it's a big buff, but like a lot of classes got big buffs. What I'm trying to, what is important to know here is that classes are already at different points, right? Some classes are weaker, some are, you know, stronger. The stronger classes, this is the Woosa level right here. You have Woosa, you have Witch Awakening, you have Guardian Succession. Some of these classes, naturally, they need to push them up to that level, right? But then you can have like you can have like an Awakening Lan, like this is an Awakening Lan, and this is a Succession Lan. You can have Succession Lan buff be like that big, and then you have Awakening Lan buff being that big. So you see how they did the same thing with the Awakening and Succession Ninja. You have a class that is already stronger, that is getting a more of a buff. And obviously that's not how you balance the game. A pretty weird balance. Okay, they're gonna remake the Dark Rifts. As I remember, they're gonna take away these bosses that I forgot to do yesterday. God damn it! And then they are gonna buff. They're gonna buff the rest of the bosses. Adding mythical feathers into the mix of it is good. In my opinion, they should add this into more things. Double the drop rate of rich merchant piece. I think it's already kind of weird that they have the merchant piece being dropped from rift bosses. I think that's already like it's a pure jackpot kind of a thing. Like everyone can get it, like even a new player. Like a new player is gonna delete that. They don't know what the fuck that is. The rift bosses are there to to forget. I mean, hopefully one day they could be. I mean, they are kind of buffing it a little bit right now, but they need to buff it a lot more if they want to keep them relevant. Otherwise, they're just like in the way. It's like a chore that is not worth doing. So this is a Starlight Wane. Decrease the chance of discovering. And then wait, oh, discovering during mining, and then they are increasing it. Increase the number of rough, lustrous gems. Okay, so they are okay, decreasing the thing but increasing the loot. Interesting. Powder of ascension from tanning is increased by 3 times. This is the defenses. That's pretty good. That you can like search for CP to see what you have invested in. The mirror of equilibrium. It is good that you can buy them from every city now. In my opinion, buying it for 20 million instead of 10 million. I think it used to cost 10 million. That's like no change, and they don't need to do that because it doesn't mean anything. Going from 10 to 20 million, going from nothing to nothing. Yeah, yeah, that doesn't really make any sense. Increasing the number of everlasting herbs. They're doing these like they give us more feathers, they give us more ferns from time to time, and they also give us more everlasting herbs and you know more of the metals and things like that, just because of the tier 10 horse. One of the reasons at least. Truffle mushrooms. They're adding more truffle mushrooms. Artina Sol. So every shy player can be a shy for real this time, and they can play with awakening weapons. You do need to have a lot of Caphra stones, magical shard, forest furies, and a remnant of the rift to make one of those bad boys. Cool. Change the Black Star and God Eye gear to be unavailable for Devour. Yeah. Changing some life skilling stuff right there. Isn't this very this is very old stuff, right? Why is this a thing? Oh. Oh, they're no longer available. Yeah, that's good. Good. Remove the expiration date from the J Hammer of Loyalty. Improve the find NPC feature in the spider cave. Fix the issue where monsters do not appear occasionally in Gyfin Under. City of the Dead. Adjusted the number of mark of the black sand obtainable from defeating the fall. Okay, so the increase in trash loot in the City of the Dead. Oh. Improved horse and wagon turning. That is good because of the the crazy speed of the horses. It is fun to see the wagon, like, you know, roll over, and you know it goes into a house and everything, and that's pretty fun to see. There's a lot of these forest path wagon parts. Auto call mount after quest complete. That is pretty huge because sometimes it's pretty nice and sometimes it's very annoying. So it's good that you can set that up if you want to. This is also good, so you don't need to. Yeah, they removed the level up notification, and they also made it so you don't need to like if you want to go from 49 to 50, you don't need to use the clear memory piece. So you don't need to be confused by that black spirit and, you know, give me the item, use the item, like talk to the black spirit again. All you want to do is you just want to level up, and it's just one very it took me probably a week or something now. No, it took me a day. It took me a day back in the days to like realize what I was doing, you know. I had no idea what this was. So that is good. Change the HP and AP of Ilestra Dark Shadow Encounter Succession Quest follow decreased AP by 80%. They took away the reefs here, which I think, I already said this many times before, but I think it's kind of stupid and lame because they're making BDO into a pancake game. I think it's pretty nice when they have an environment being an environment, and if anything, they should add more to it. So you know, either you play actively and you go through all of this, and you don't get stuck, or you can take the auto path around everything, and it's going to take a few more minutes if you keep on adding to that. Keep the world dynamic and fun, and take away the pancake. You know, I do love eating pancakes, but if you're gonna make a map, make it look like a real map, and don't just have like a flat surface. You know, so boring. Stuff like this, like, yeah, sure. You don't see these anyways, but they can be a part of like this shit. The more you know, right? The more you know. UI, what did the UI guy do? Oh, huge, very nice. The UI guy did it again. Fixed a few things here. I'm pretty sure that they didn't fix the AP adjustment when it rains or snows. But hopefully one day they are gonna go through that. That is the patch. The huge patch. God damn. Okay.